Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to do a trouser suit pattern, and I'm going to be using the Lutterloh pattern making system to carry it out. And in this pattern, we are going to need only one measurement to be able to carry out this trouser pattern. This is the trouser we are going to be making, and the pattern is right behind the pattern paper. And so for this pattern, we are going to need, as I said, just one measurement. That is our hip measurement. But you're going to need an additional measurement. That is the full length of your trouser from your waist to your ankle. The reason you need this measurement is so that you will know the length of pattern paper to use. That is the only reason I will need it. As for tracing the pattern, one measurement, which is your hip measurement, is going to be enough to do that. So let's get our hip measurement, and then we're going to place our pattern paper on our pattern board, and we'll start tracing the pattern. So to get your hip measurement, just get your tape. I'm using the Lutterloh special tape, but I'm using the opposite side, which is in centimeters. So get your tape, put it around the widest part of your hips, like so, and then get your hip measurement, widest part of your hips, and then get your hip measurement and write it down on your pattern paper. My pattern paper is ready on my board, and the full length of this paper is the length from my waist to my ankle, plus 10 cm. I added the 10 cm so that it will be enough for me to do whatever I want to do, to be completely enough, for my seam allowance and everything. So I repeat, the full length of this pattern paper is 117. My full length for my trouser is 107 centimeters. And my hip is 121 centimeters. So the very first thing is to put the pin exactly where my hip size is. If you look at it, there is no 112. What I have here is there's no 121 rather. What I have here is 122. So what I'm going to do is to put the pin at the next point, the next highest point to my hip size. And once I've done that, I will now bring the pin directly on the cross. I have a lot of videos online that I show you how to do this, but I'm just repeating it in case this is the very first time you're on my channel. You see how easy it is. So once that pin is on that cross, all we need to do now is to trace all these numbers in centimeters. Just trace it and mark those numbers wherever they appear. Like if that number here is 14.5, I'll just mark 14.5 right here. So that's what I'm going to do for all. I'll just be marking the dots according to the number that is located right here. The next number here is 12.5. As you can see here, 12.5. So I'll just go ahead and just mark 12.5 right here. So that's how to trace the Lutterloh. I'm going to do that quickly and put all the points that are available. As you can see, the only measurement we have used is just my hip measurement. And we're going to trace round and get all the points. So I've marked all my dots. Look at all the dots here that I've traced from my Lutterloh pattern. All the dots, as you can see them there, right to the bottom. So those are all the dots that I've extrapolated from this pattern that is right here. So now you still need your pattern to be placed on your pattern paper so that you look at it and join all the dots according to the way the dots are joined right here. Like if you see the waist end, you see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots. So look at my 5 dots right here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots. So all you do is you notice that on the pattern, the second and the third dot is what forms your dart, and the dot under it. So if I come right here, I will join my second, the third dot, and then form my dart. So that's exactly the way to just follow it. Just follow the way the pattern is, and then join all your dots together. And then if you look at it too, look at the way the zipper fly. It's being joined. 3 dots here, and the second dot here, and then this is a straight line here where you do the cutting. If you come down here too, you see my 3 dots. Those are my 3 dots, and that's how I'm going to also trace my zipper fly, with this joining up to this particular dot. So that is the simplest way to trace your pattern. Trace it. I will transfer everything. This is the gray line passing through the dot straight to the bottom of the trouser. So I'm going to join all my dots right now and then transfer everything as it is on the pattern onto my own pattern paper. I've joined all my dots together for the front pattern piece of the front part of the trouser. That is the front part of the trouser. All the dots have been joined. Everything according to the pattern as it is. I have transferred it directly to my pattern. That is the zipper fly. That is where the pocket is going to be. That is my grain line at the center of the dart. Everything exactly as it is here, I have transferred it here. Before we go on to trace the back of this trouser, I just want to show you when you're cutting your trouser. Remember that Lutterloh patterns do not come with seam allowance. So I normally cut the pattern as it is, but when I place it on my material, I now give it my seam allowance. So I want to show you here, as you can see here, you have a straight line and you have dotted lines. In the pattern, whenever you see straight line, that is the only places that you do a cut. Dotted lines could mean 2 things. It will be a top stitch, like here. It means a top stitch at the pocket end. Or it could just be a tracing to show you where you're going to put a particular piece of the pattern. For instance, here, this is where the pocket, the inner pocket is going to lie, under the trouser. And right here, this is the fly, the zip flay. And the way you're going to cut it, as I said, you cut it like so, cut it like that, cut like that, cut like that, and then all the way down. That's how you're going to cut this front piece of the trouser. Now, in tracing the back piece, which I'm going to do, I won't need to show it, but I'll just show you some things. You put your cross right here, just like I did with this one, and then we are going to trace the back piece using all the numbers here and using only our hip measurement, just like I did for this one. For the pockets, this is where the cross is. This is where you're going to put your pin, and then trace all the numbers to form this pocket piece. For the band of the trouser, they give you the length is 7 centimeters by 83 centimeters. Now, this 83, you need to be careful. I think it's better you measure your waist and confirm it. You measure, that's why they wrote CA, about 83 cm. So it depends on your waist for the length, but the width is 7 centimeters. Now, HCC has to do with, if you look at your symbols page, H stands for belt or waistband, and then CC stands for loose part. So that HCC stands for this single bands that you're going to put your belt in. I don't want to put that. It's optional. If you want, you can put it. If you want to put it, you're going to be cutting 4 centimeters by 2 centimeters. That's what you're going to be cutting. 4 centimeters by 2 centimeters to get those bands for you to put your belt in. And you cut it 5 of it. As I said, it's optional. I'm not going to do that. I'll just cut my band, and then I'll trace my pocket, and then I'll trace the back piece, and the trouser pattern will be ready. All the patterns for the trouser suit is ready. The female trouser suit, and everything was made with just one measurement. That is the hip measurement. That is the front part of the trouser. That is the pocket for the trouser. That is the back part of the trouser. And this here is the band of the trouser. So that is all the 4 pattern pieces that we need to be able to make this trouser from Lutterloh. And everything was made with just 2 measurements. If you've not got your Lutterloh, I have a link right below this video that you can click and get your Lutterloh. As you can see how easy it is to just create a pattern. If you don't have Lutterloh, I also have a link below this video where you can watch a video that I did the same trouser suit manually without using Lutterloh. That, of course, involves a lot of other measurements, not just one measurement like Lutterloh. So with this, I've come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you've seen how easy it is to use Lutterloh to create a trouser suit for a female. If you have any challenges, don't hesitate to drop your comments. Thank you so much, and see you next time in my next video.